my name's Sebastian Valenzuela. I'm a graduating senior, and I served as a treasurer of the Flying Billikens last year, this year. I'm just a competitor and navigation captain, scan test captain as well.
My name is Troy Ettinson. I'm the current president for the Flying Billikens. Last year I served on our executive board as secretary, now acting as the role of president. I compete in landings as well as navigation with Hudson, and I do scan for the ground event.
Yeah, my name's Hudson Pettit. I'm a senior on the team. Yeah, do landings for pilots, stuff like that. Navigation planner, and then I'm also the captain for the aircraft recognition team. So those are my roles for the team.
We're getting ready for our national competition in Janesville, Wisconsin, starting May 13th. We're in the process of practicing for that, all around ground events, flight events, simulator events as well. So we're out here every morning as early as we can and go out whenever the weather's good and go fly. So today we're doing a landings practice, and we have our DA-20 aircraft over here, which is what we use for all of our events, our flight events, landing events, and as well as our navigation event. So this is just our standard school aircraft that we use for those events. You can see the interesting shape of the aircraft. Provides for better aerodynamics. We also have the bubble canopy. When Diamond was creating their design, you know, they were working with a carbon composite material, and they decided, you know, how can we get rid of everything we don't want about the 172, every imperfection about it. So they came out with an aircraft shaped like this. So we have our fuel burn is significantly lower, down at just about 5 gallons an hour on this aircraft. We also are significantly more aerodynamic, so our aircraft takes off sooner, floats longer, things like that. And we don't need a whole bunch of engines, so we have just a 125 horsepower engine on this aircraft. We also have a free cast-ring nose wheel. You can see there's no nose wheel steering attached to that, which means we have to use differential braking on each one of the main tires to steer the aircraft. We also have a T-tail, which provides for better handling for us, especially on takeoff. It's a bit of a different feel than people are used to in the standard tail configuration for 172s and Piper Archers, things like that. So it's a really fun plane to fly. We also have a center stick controls. We don't have a yoke, so you feel like you're flying a fighter jet.
We've hosted regionals last fall, so that was big for us. That was big, you know, we had everyone here at the airport. We were helping out. We placed third, which we were very happy about. It's the highest we placed in, I believe, 17 years. And then coming basically how we're preparing for nationals, like Sebastian was saying, we're practicing, we're coming out here early in the morning. We start 6 a.m. practices, so we're here at 5:45, you know, getting ready, everything getting going. And then as well as ground practices, so meeting weekly, multiple times a week for going through, you know, practice tests, looking at questions, just kind of digging in, and then, you know, hosting team events, just trying to get that team camaraderie for everyone.
So recently we headed over to Sullivan, Missouri for an EAA chapter event that they had, which is basically like a nav run like we compete in. So it was a good way to practice and also get to outreach with the community.
We've been to a couple different high schools, basically just kind of showing them what we do, talking about aviation, and just trying to spread the word and, you know, help out as much as we can in the community. We chose to be here. It's, you know, kind of our extracurriculars, and yeah,
it's people who want to seek a higher degree of precision flying and really challenge ourselves on all aspects of aviation. So we have a really good group of people that we've been working with and had the privilege of working with throughout the past couple of years. This is sort of the culmination of a lot of hard work that we've had. So we're hoping to set ourselves up for success in the future as well.
Another nice thing is you don't have to be a pilot in order to do these events. So we can have people from any major within the university, as long as they're at least, I believe, a part-time student. They can come out and compete with us. Obviously flying, not as much, but all the ground events, they can join us.
Yeah, so we do our best to try and, you know, welcome people from all different majors and just make an inclusive, you know, environment for everyone.
So we have a couple simulator events. So we have an IFR simulator event, test people's IFR procedures. We're also competing in the CRM loft event, the crew resource management, where you're basically operating as sort of an airline in a simulator and showcasing your teamwork. We also have a regular sim event, I believe. So you fly a charted pattern that you have to kind of memorize and accurately fly different airspeeds, altitudes, stuff like that. Then we also have some ground events. We have a CFI event that Hudson's going to be competing in this year. We also have a scan test, which is sort of brings you through a scenario, and you have to combine a bunch of different skills, regulation knowledge, planning, weight and balance, to successfully answer test questions. We have an E6B test where you have to do basic math questions using the whiz wheel, which is always a fan favorite.
Aircraft recognition, basically we're given an image of an aircraft. It can be in the best shape it's ever been or the worst. We get 3 seconds to look at it and then 15 seconds to kind of process what we think it is, the make, model, and the common name. And then in terms of flying events, obviously like today we were practicing our power off landings and our normal landings, trying to hit a line, a point on the runway. We have message drop where we fly at 200 feet or higher with a device that we make essentially with a message in it, and we throw it out the aircraft and try to hit the point. And then me and Troy and a few others, we do a navigation event where we're given essentially 30 minutes to plan across country, I guess you could say, to various points, and these are very specific spots. So I know last year we got like a church in a town, a cemetery in a town, and we're basically planning how accurate, or graded on how accurate our planning is and our times and airspeed and all that stuff.
We also have a pre-flight event.
Yep, and then for that navigation event, we compete in what's called traditional navigation. So we're essentially just using paper sectionals. We, disable the GPS. We don't have our iPads, so we're essentially kind of going old school and just, using our map, using that dead reckoning to kind of figure out where we're going and where our next point needs to be. And then exactly like Sebastian said, the last one's pre-flight. So they bug an airplane, they take an airplane, they put, 40 to 60 basically things wrong with it. They put it in a dark hangar, and all you have is a flashlight, 15 minutes to walk around, and you basically just call any squawks that you find on the airplane, and the goal is to get as many as possible.
The only minimum qualifications, some of the events have special ones, so like for the landings you got to have a private pilot certificate. For the CRM event you got to have a commercial with an instrument, preferred multi-engine, but not everybody has that. For the CFI you have to either be a CFI or in training to become a CFI, but everything else, all the other ground events, some schools will just bring math majors to come in and do the whiz wheel. So we're a very, very inclusive team all around, and we do have the opportunity, especially during like the message drop event, to include people who might not be rated pilots. So it's always fun for them after a whole week of competition to have the opportunity to hop in the plane and throw something out of it, even if they're not the one